Um, Regarding attachment, I mean, I guess I've had issues with attachment to, I guess, cannabis is an escapism.
Is escapism, yes.
Yes. So whenever
yes,
I would use it as an escape
yes,
tool.
Yes,
And,
yes, an escape tool. You see, that's another important matter, which is escaping from what is within us. An escape may come in different forms. It can be cannabis, alcohol, cinema,
Or running.
Politics. Everything can be an escape. So, what should be the right action when we see something within us which we don't want to look at? The first action we know is to escape. That's the easiest for us. But will it be an answer to our problems? Because I think as long as we escape, we will always have that thing that we are escaping from. All our lives. So yes, so for me, what is important is to not escape but to face that thing that we are escaping from. That facing sounds a little bit scary at the beginning, right? But if you can try, start, the other day we talked about it, start with even a 1 minute presence and not escape and look. The moment I have that desire to escape, like it's unbearable, I have to escape. If I can just stay for a minute at the beginning and try to look at that thing. What is that thing that I'm trying to escape from? In time you will see, you will be able to look at that thing even in longer periods, and you will have a better vision of that thing, better understanding of that thing. And that very understanding will dissolve that thing.
Okay.
This is not an overnight thing, because these things we are talking about are very strong subconscious blocks. But this freedom process starts with stopping the escape.
Right.
As long as I escape, there is no freedom. It's like a dark shadow running after me. It will run after me all my life. So escapism is not the path.
A question.
Yeah.
Because yesterday you said not to control.
Not to control it.
But let's say you start feeling like, let's say I feel like I want to smoke.
Yes.
Then control, and I'd be like, no, I need to, but then wouldn't that be against what you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
So
question.
Yeah.
yes. So same with perhaps alcohol too, or any addiction. Same thing. In my personal approach is I never control. But I'm also, I don't go to that thing immediately when I have a desire for chocolate, for instance, right? But I watch very close that desire, or the desire to escape, right? So you watch before you take the immediate step to escape. You watch. In that watchfulness, in time, I notice for myself, conflict is diminished. It's less and less and less and less. And because the understanding grows with that watchfulness and the conflict is reduced, then the freedom process starts.
Okay.
But in this process, I eat chocolate. I don't control, I eat chocolate. But because that other process started, it will take time.
Oh, I see.
Yes, but that other process will at the end bring about freedom, which means no conflict, no control.
I see. Okay, so don't fight it.
Don't fight it,
I
yes.
see. But
Yes.
like, be aware that it.
Be aware,
Okay.
be very closely aware.
Okay.
And also in this particular case, try to go deeper into why I want to escape. Why? What is there that is, so strong in me that I have to escape from it? So that very looking is very important, and understanding. So I'm not recommending indulging in that thing, right? But at the same time, controlling will make it worse. Whatever you control will come back stronger. Whatever you pressure will come back to you even stronger. The more you control your desire to smoke cannabis, the worse it will get.
Right.
So just start the awareness process. Before you attempt to smoke again, just watch, right? But if it comes to a point where you cannot anymore, then you can get a puff.
Okay.
Right? But move with that awareness. That's important. Never say to yourself, I will smoke this thing forever.
Of course.
Yes. So this is the beginning of also using that as for the medicinal purposes and not for the recreational purposes. Which also implies try to use it as little as possible. Just like when you have pain, physical pain, you take one painkiller. You don't take 10 painkillers, right? One is enough. But when it comes to cannabis, because if you get it too much or much more, then there is also the recreational aspect. Therefore, people have tendency to smoke more and more and more and more, different from a painkiller you take, because it doesn't taste good. Nobody will take more than one. One is enough. But when it comes to cannabis, the more you smoke, the more stoned you are, and it may be nice at the beginning, but then one will get totally lost. That's another matter. So therefore, medicinal usage, to keep it at a leash, like, that limit is very important.
Okay.
Just to deal with that psychological suffering when it comes to the point of unbearable pain, right? As we said, awareness is important. You will start with that, but if it comes to the point of you can't take it anymore, just get just a little bit.
Okay.
But make sure you don't get lost. That's how it can be used for medicinal purposes.
Yes.
Yes. Instead of using pharmaceutical drugs.
Oh, yeah.
So this is something provided by nature, but this wisdom is very important because I notice many young people get so lost because they don't really use it for medicinal purposes.
I've seen it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We have had people here, 2 young volunteers. They are so lost. So, but the worst part of it is they don't even know they are lost. For you to be free first, one must first see that one is in prison, right? Otherwise, how will you be free? Let's say I am in prison in this place, but I don't even know I am in a prison, right? Same with cannabis. Many people think it's a good thing. You should smoke as much as possible, right? So first they must understand that's not the path. It's something you can use for medicinal purposes whenever it's necessary, not for recreational purposes.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. And then if you move on that path this way, you will see after some time, you will begin to have less conflict within you, and therefore you will have more energy, because now there are no two opposing forces, which is the desire to smoke the cannabis and the desire to control.
Exactly.
So there is no energy wasted in that war between the battle between the opposing forces. So you will have more spiritual, psychological energy to deal with the matter, right? And because you are moving with this energy and intelligence, you will see in time the conflict within you will be lessened, and the original thing that made you smoke to begin with will be more understood. Therefore, you will naturally reduce the amounts.
Okay.
And there will come a moment in your life where you will be totally able to end it naturally, with no conflict. That's the important thing. Not with battle. Right? I applied this. I used to smoke cigarettes. I never smoked too much, but I used to smoke just maybe a few cigarettes a day, beginning from my 20s. And then when I started approaching this, that's also a strong addiction. Many people cannot quit smoking cigarettes for the rest of their lives. I've known people who have cancer, they still cannot stop. They have lung cancers because of cigarettes, they couldn't stop, still cannot stop. So it's that strong. With this approach, it took me some time, but at the end, one day it naturally came to an end. I never had the desire to smoke again. So there is no conflict of I want to and I cannot, right? I really have no desire anymore. It's finished. And that's freedom.
You slowly diminish